Christmas hugs from Nikki's Nosh, and our best wishes for 25.
Welcome back to Nikki's Nosh, and of course I'm Nikki. Well, where am I today? I'm at IKEA, and there's the Swedish restaurant. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some meatballs. So come on. Is we're going to find a place to eat. This restaurant gets nicer every time I get here. Right then. I've got a little, you can get a little trolley here. This is IKEA. Terribly well organised. You can get a little trolley if you had a big family. It was dead easy. But we'll do it so that we can get everything on a tray. So we get the tray, stick the tray on here, and then we just push it around. So look at the prices, right? Gooey chocolate cake, £1.50. Now I'm not really in the mood for gooey chocolate cake, but cheesecake. Now they also have family prices, and I've got a family card, and so some of these will be reduced. If you've got a family card, you can get a pot of tea. So let's go and choose. Oh my, look at that. You've got a marinated salmon platter for £3.50. That's ridiculous. I can't understand that. £3.50 for all of that salmon. That's a good price, isn't it? Look, we've got meatball fetty, but the family price is less. I don't like parsnips. Right, okay. Plant ball festive feast, meatball festive feast. Should we try the meatball festive? Right. So can I possibly have? There's a thing that says the festive meat one. Yeah. Could I have that, please? The dish of the day is a salmon fillet. Oh, there's a. Is the one for £3?
Yeah, you've got a family card.
Dish of the day: salmon fillet served with mashed potatoes, bean mix, and lemon. Right, could I have one of those as well, please? Yes, please. Yeah. I'm not a great fan of parsnips, I have to be honest. So don't give me too many parsnips. Give me an extra. Give me more sprouts than parsnips or something. They're parsnips, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just give me one of those. One parsnip. But everything looks so marvellous, doesn't it? What is that red thing?
Red cabbage.
Oh, red cabbage, right, okay.
Do you want any extras?
No, do you pay extra for those?
Yeah.
No, I'll have exactly as you would normally serve somebody.
Do you want gravy?
Yes, please. The gravy's included, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your gravy is rather nice, actually, I have to say. So that's my first one. And then, could I have the £3 salmon? Yes, please. Look at that. That's going to cost me £4.95. So it's a good meal. Look at that. Meatball, roasts, red cabbage, sprouts, and parsnip. Give it to scale my finger. Right. This costs £3. That costs £4.75. We've got 2 meals, and it's less than £8. Let's go to the till. I've got a family card. Thank you very much. That's it. It's about £8. Right, so we're at IKEA. We're in the food hall. We've got 2 meals, right? I've got the festive dinner, as you can see here, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 meatballs. That's £4.75. I've got this. Now, I've already said how much this costs, but look at that. Mashed potatoes, beans, and a massive portion of salmon, smoked salmon, cooked salmon. £3. If you come to IKEA, join their family scheme, because if you join their family scheme, you will get discounts. And additionally, if you're got a family card, you get as much tea as you want. So I've got 2 tea bags in here. PG tips. Great. And I keep going back and filling it up. Right, what should we go for first? Let's go for the I'm gonna, because I like salmon, we'll go for the salmon. We'll try the salmon. It's in a dill sauce. That's good. It's hot. The mash. That mash is great. The mash is buttery. It's made with real potatoes. So if I go with this salmon, let's see if we can. Right. So look at that salmon there. £3, £3. You got a massive piece of salmon. Oh, look at that meal. £3, and it's beautifully prepared. And then there's some beans. Now, it's a mixture of beans. There's some edamame beans there, green beans. The beans are sort of stir-fried, I seem to think. There's beans I don't know, I've never seen before. Look. I don't know what the black beans are. I thought they're just black beans. They all taste great, really good. The other thing about IKEA is if you're vegetarian, they always have a vegetarian option. Well, they have more than one vegetarian option. And of course their aim is to get you to relax here so that you feel more able to tackle further down the line. It's like going to a museum, but instead of looking at the exhibits, you actually look at whatever's on display and then you buy some. This salmon is totally and utterly delicious. Now I know many people don't like salmon, but I would say if you've never really tried it, try it. Try it once, try it twice. And the sauce is delicious. An easy herb to live with. It does put some quite subtle flavours into a sauce, not a heavy flavour, it's an aromatic flavour. Getting it fresh is not so easy, not in York anyway, and I really do need to find a place where I can get it fresh. The mash, got butter in it, taste the butter. This is a lovely mash. And you get such a good big portion. I've been eating for quite some time, and look at that. So we've got some really nice mixed beans. They'll be quite good for if you're a vegetarian. It's like about 5 or 6 different beans. Because they're Sweden, they obviously they eat more legumes, and they also eat more of fish. So there's nearly always a good fish dish on the menu. Why I'm going to be eating 2 meals, I don't know really. What is there not to like about this sort of meal? I mean, you couldn't get 2 meals for £7.95 anywhere else. If I can find one, I will do, but I haven't found one yet. Of course, I'm Jenny No Mates, so I have to, if I buy 2 meals, I've got to eat both meals myself. If I was coming with somebody, then obviously I would have half of this. Quite a lot of other people who do these food reviews, of course, their partner, family member, is working the camera. In Muggins' channel here, I'm doing the working the camera as well. There's only one person to blame if I do it wrong. If I'm rating this salmon dinner, it's £3, but that's number 1. And as I've said before, I'm buying these dinners on my state pension. I have to eat these, so I'm going to be eating these, and I won't have anything more today. What we're going to be doing is we've got this fish dish, and then I'm going to be looking at the main thing. I should have had one and then gone back and bought another, but that isn't how it works, I suppose. This mash has got beautiful mash flavour. I mean, well, what does the mash taste like? It's potato. But there's bits of chunks of potato in here. It's well seasoned. If it's not got butter, it's certainly got milk in it. Plate number 1, pretty much completed. Now, it would have gone a little bit cold, I'm sorry to say. Let's try a sprout. Yeah, it's gone cold now because it was hot when it was put on the plate. So I'm now eating this cold, but I can't blame these guys. You can buy this in the shop, and I'd recommend you buying it because you can use it with almost anything. Lamb, it would go superbly well with lamb. Duck, it would go well with duck. And of course it would go well with meatballs. And there is a meatball. I'm going to slice it in half. Let's have a look inside. There you go, it's a standard Swedish meatball. And IKEA have got a good reputation for delivering good quality meatballs, so let's put a bit of that on there. Now, their meatballs are good. Well, they're better than good. I've bought other people's meatballs and they haven't been anything like as tasty as this. And you can buy their meatballs as well. Delicious. Sprouts, a little overcooked. The problem with sprouts is really they shouldn't be boiled. You should actually bake them with bits of bacon and garlic, and you get a completely different vegetable. But these have been boiled, but they have been hanging around a little bit. I'm none too keen on those. I'm not a great fan of parsnips either. I've had parsnips about once or twice in my life, which I enjoyed. There's the parsnip. Okay, it's been soaking in the gravy. Oh. Parsnips have a sort of an aromatic flavour to them. It's a flavour I don't particularly enjoy. The pass on the parsnips. I'm sure the parsnips are extremely good, but I do not like them, so we're passing on the parsnips. I can afford to pass on the parsnips really, to be honest, because there's some other good stuff here as well. And it was me who chose to go for the festive feast. The meatballs make up for it. So what about these roasts? Now the gravy is rather thick actually. The roasts are good. I've got a spoon here, which has been sitting in my tea. I'm going to have a little taste of the gravy. There's the gravy. Now can you see there? You might be able to see it. It's nice and brown. It's a Swedish gravy, it's not a British style gravy. There's more vegetable in this gravy. Yeah, it's a definite vegetable gravy. So it's not a meat gravy. And it's certainly not a gravy for the meatballs, because you tend to have those berries. The lingonberries, I think they're called. Pleasant enough flavour. And it goes well with the roast potatoes. So, there we are. I did a review of Bromwich Butties, and their roast potatoes are incredible. The roast potatoes alone are a 10 out of 10. These, how do they compare? I also had some roast potatoes at M&S. They were better than this. It's possible that they've been sitting here in the kitchen for a bit longer. Now, I'm no fan of red cabbage, but we'll try it. Not bad. That's quite good. But all of these vegetables are root vegetables, winter vegetables. If we're being responsible, we should be eating parsnips, sprouts, red cabbage. Unfortunately, I preferred the salmon, so I'm going to rate each meal in turn, and then I'm going to average it. If I'd have been wise and didn't have the festive version of this meatball thing, I'd have been probably giving it a 9 out of 10. But I was rather foolish to go for the vegetables. I've got to take that into account. Not their fault. They've cooked the vegetables quite well. It's just I don't like them. I wouldn't like them if they were made by the Britain's best chefs. The salmon, those legumes, and the mashed potato, that's a 9.5. Yes, it's 9.5. I mean, if you were having to pay the full price, it'd be 9.5. I mean, I paid £3. It would have been, it's a bargain. If I'd have just had that, it'd been fine. But I've now got this. With all these veg on it. And there's no way I'm going to be eating those vegetables. These sprouts have been cooked for too long. You should bake them. I thought I might like the red cabbage. No, I don't. And I never really liked parsnips, but I thought I would try them. So I'm not criticising IKEA. The only thing is that the ones that I did try that I knew was the sprouts, and I think the sprouts have been overcooked. The meatballs, however, totally delicious. Roasts, not as good as Bromwich Buttery or any that I've done. They're a little bit soggy. I think this meal is a 6.5, and I'm partly responsible for it. If I add 6.5 to 9.5, that makes 16, doesn't it? 16 divided by 2 makes 8. And that's not bad. Now, it was £8. I had 2 meals for £8. If I was more into root vegetables, I would probably have been overjoyed about this. But I paid £7.95 for it. I'm going to put an extra point on there. Everything's really nice, everything's clean, it's immaculate. The staff are working very, very hard. Every member of the staff I bumped into was very friendly. The table when I got here was ultra clean. The seat, there's a cushion to sit on, so you're not sitting on a hard bench. So 8.5 is still very good. Remember, if it's 8 or above, it's very good. This is 8.5, yeah, it's okay. And if you enjoyed vegetables, you probably rate it even more. Today I've been at the Leeds IKEA in their cafeteria, their Swedish restaurant. Well, I had a couple of meals. The salmon was 9.5. Main meal, meatball, festive feast was 6.5, making it 8. Plus a half for the fact that it was a corking price at £7.95. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you do come to IKEA, be sure to get the family card, join up for the family membership, use it in the restaurant. You get a free cup of tea, and you get reduced meals. So if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Liking it reminds YouTube that once you like it, other people might, therefore they may recommend it to other people. More people come and join our channel, more people subscribe. You feel like subscribing, please do. It's easy enough, you just actually click on subscribe, and when you do click on the subscribe button, then click on all, and that notifies you of any new videos that I produce. And I'll be doing quite a few now before leading up to Christmas, and some of them will be very specifically festive. So they are. So like, subscribe, and comment. Now, what comment means, if you've been to IKEA and you've had a good meal, or you've had a bad meal, if you had a dud meal, if you've got other comments to make about having a meal here in IKEA, please put them down in the comments. I'd love to read about your experiences, and I do my best to reply. So until the next time, and there surely will be a next time, from me, Nikki, at Nikki's Nosh, cheers, my dears.
From tasty feast to takeaway cheer, Nikki